So we're gonna start on our mat. You're gonna be on your back, and we're gonna do a rocking motion where you're just gonna go side to side. So you're gonna hug your knees to your chest, and you're just gently gonna rock side to side, massaging the lower back out on the ground. You could even do kind of small circling motions with your knees if you want to, whatever feels good, just to loosen up the lower back for your morning. And then you're gonna hug your right knee to your chest, and your left leg can either be out straight, you kick it out straight and you'll alternate, or if you want to, you can have one foot down on the ground as you go side to side. So it's really whatever feels good to your lower back. So if it doesn't bother your back to kick your leg out straight, you can do that, or you can have one foot down on the ground, either way. And you don't have to go fast, you're kind of slowly just stretching out those legs and just making the legs feel good, of course. And just nice, easy motions. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. We're gonna go about one more to each side. And then you're gonna have your leg up straight. Doesn't matter which one, you'll grab behind your hamstring, and we're gonna alternate there. So on this, you can go one leg at a time here and have the other leg out straight, or if you want, you can have a foot down on the ground again and go side to side like that. So it's really up to you of what feels good. So if you have one foot down on the ground, it kind of helps protect that lower back. Or you can have it up in the air, and you're just gently pulling in the back of that leg just to stretch out that hamstring and making sure it feels nice and loose, right? So we're gonna go about one more to each side, and then we're gonna bend our knees and relax our legs down, and you're gonna have your feet flat on the ground, and we're gonna do some slow and controlled bridges. So you're gonna inhale in through your nose, exhale, you're gonna press your hips up, squeeze the glutes. Nice, easy inhale, you're gonna come back down. So it's just a nice, slow and controlled bridge, making sure you exhale as you come up, inhale, you come down. And you wanna take your time, focusing on squeezing the glutes as you're coming up, and then back, right? So pretty simple there. So just slow and controlled, stretching out the back, stretching out those legs, squeezing the glutes up top every time. So on your next motion, you're gonna press up all the way up into your bridge, and now you're gonna do a half bridge. So you're just gonna come halfway down and then press back up. So every time you're pressing back up into that bridge, make sure you're squeezing those glutes, right? You wanna try not to let your hips rest down on the ground now. So it's a little more isolated in the glutes. So your glutes should be burning with this one, right? Hopefully. If not, you got glutes of steel. So in about 10 seconds, we're gonna do a bridge hold. Right, and then after that, we'll move on to our next move. So it's just nice and controlled. On your next bridge, you're gonna press up, you're gonna hold that bridge. You're just trying to keep your shoulders relaxed. You're thinking of squeezing those glutes nice and tight, and you're breathing. And we're gonna hold here for about 10 seconds. So nothing too crazy. Hopefully legs aren't cramping up. We've got 5 seconds. And you can relax on down. So this next motion that we're gonna do is we're gonna warm up our core, and we're gonna really focus on some core bracing. So what that means is you wanna make sure you're pushing your lower back down to the mat. Your abs are gonna be nice and tight, and we're gonna do a slow and controlled crunch. So your hands are gonna be behind your head, elbows will be wide. You're gonna inhale in, exhale, you'll lift up, push that back down even more, inhale, coming back. So you wanna try to let your head rest into those hands so you're not pulling on your neck. And you want to keep your elbows wide. Every time you lift into that crunch, you're going to push that back down. And you should feel those abs start to wake up, right? And they're even going to shake a little bit. So just a nice, slow and controlled motion of crunching up and back. Try to let that head rest into those hands. So if your neck's feeling really tight, try to kind of bring your hands closer together and support the back of your head a little bit more. And that'll help so your neck doesn't feel as tight. Right, and then on this next motion, you're gonna hold our crunch, right? So you're keeping your back down, and you're gonna march. So as you're holding that crunch, you're just gonna bring one leg towards you, it comes down, and then to the other side. If your neck was really burning on this part and hurting, you could have your head down and still focus on keeping the core nice and tight. So it's really whatever feels best to your neck of what you wanna do on this, but really squeeze those abs tight, and it's nice and controlled with those legs. So we got about 15 more seconds here. And then we're gonna go back to some more fun bridges. So you got 10 seconds. So really pushing that back down, core is staying tight. We're gonna go about 4 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're gonna relax your head down. So now we're gonna be pressed up into our bridge here, and we're just gonna go up and down on our tiptoes. So you're holding your bridge, you're going up and down on your tiptoes. You're trying to stretch out your ankles, squeezing the calves, right? And just feeling good. So as you're still staying up in that bridge, you wanna think of still squeezing the glutes, of course. Right, you gotta think about 10 things at once, right? And we're just going up and down with it. So now you're gonna stay up on your tiptoes, and we're gonna bridge up and down there. Oh boy, right? So you're letting your hips come up and down. If you wanna touch the floor and relax in between each one, you could. If you wanna step it up a notch, right, you can only come halfway down and press up. But your goal is to try to stay nice and tall on those tippy toes, right? And you're keeping those calves nice and strong. And we got about 10 seconds, then we're gonna do another hold. Just slow and controlled here. So on your next motion, you're gonna press up and hold that bridge here again. So we're up nice and tall on the tiptoes. You're pressing up those hips, squeezing the glutes. And we've got about 10 seconds here until we go to our side. That's easy enough. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So relaxing our hips and heels down. And you're gonna go to your side, and you can go to either side, does not matter. We will do both, I promise. So you can be up on your elbow here. If you prefer to be down a little bit lower, that's fine too. It's really whatever you're comfortable with. So top leg, you're gonna point your toe. We're gonna kick our leg up and down. So you're just trying to point your toe and keep your leg as straight as you can, right? And don't worry about how high up your leg comes. It doesn't have to be as high as mine. You could kick higher than me if you want, I don't know. Right, and it's just nice and controlled. So trying to keep your shoulders relaxed, right? We're getting our hips warmed up here a little bit because we're gonna use them. Isn't that exciting? It is, of course. So just nice and controlled. We got 15 seconds, and then we're gonna go into the next move. So keeping that toe pointed, and that's gonna help keep your leg a little more straight if you can point your toe. So we're gonna do 2 more. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna kick forward. So core is tight, you're gonna kick forward, and then come back. So you only have to kick as far forward as you feel you can. And you want to try to make sure your body's not rocking all over, right? So when you kick forward, your body's going to want to tilt back. You got to keep your core tight so it's not going to move with that motion. That's the goal, at least, okay? And don't feel like you have to kick way, way forward. It's just enough to get a good burn going, right? So in 5 seconds, we're going to do a combination move. So you got to use your brain here a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine it. You're going to kick up, you'll come down, you'll kick forward, and come back. So you're going up, down, forward, back. So again, it's nice and slow and controlled. You don't have to go fast with any of these moves because, of course, we're warming up, right? And I like to do crazy warm-ups. So, you know, if you're not sweating by then, what's the point? So just slow and controlled, keeping a rhythm that you can maintain. So we're going to go 30 more seconds here until we switch sides. So trying to keep the leg as straight as possible and to keep moving this whole time is the goal, right? So your hips should be burning, your glutes should, maybe, I don't know. I always think one side's better than the other. So when we switch sides, we'll start and it's gonna already burn. So we've got about 10 seconds left here, and then we're gonna switch legs. So nice and controlled ranges of motion, thinking of relaxing those shoulders. We're gonna go 1 more each way. So we're gonna kick up, come down, kick forward, come back, we'll relax, and we're gonna switch sides. So you'll go to that other side, and once you're set up, we're just kicking our leg up and down. So we're pointing our toe, keeping our leg nice and straight. All right, and remember, you don't have to kick way, way high. You can do a smaller motion. It's really whatever feels good to you. So just kicking that leg up and back. And we got 15 seconds until we kick forward. See, my leg's already burning here just right now. I don't know. Some kind of science behind it that causes that to make it happen quicker. So you got 5 seconds. Okay, so now we're kicking forward. So remember, core is tight, you kick forward and come back. And remember, you don't have to kick super far forward, right? It's not like you have to bring your legs so it's even with your waist. I don't know. I don't think I can kick that high. I'm going to cry if I kick too forward. So just nice and controlled. And remember, you can be on your elbow. You can be down in your tricep, whatever feels better to your shoulder and your neck, right? Sometimes it doesn't feel good to be up high. Okay, we got 2 more, and then we're going to combo. There's 1. Here's 2. So now we're going to combo. You're going to kick up, come down, kick forward, come back. Up, down, forward, and back. So it's just nice and controlled, keeping that leg nice and straight. You're just kicking up, down, forward, back. So going at a pace that feels good to you, right? You don't have to go crazy fast. If you go too fast, I'm gonna make the workout harder, right? That's your warning sign here. And you're trying to point your toe just so that your ankle, your knee, and your hip all move together as a unit. So it should be a nice straight line from your ankle all the way to your hip. And we got 10, no, we don't have 10 seconds. We got 20 seconds. That's bad math right there. So just nice and controlled. We got 15 seconds to go here, right? And then we're gonna be getting closer to starting the actual workout. Whoa. Okay, so we're gonna go one more each way. We're kicking up, coming down, kicking forward, coming back, and then we're gonna relax. So our next motion, we're gonna be on our hands and our knees. So if it bothers you to be on your hands with your wrists, and you prefer, you could be down on your elbows, right? Whichever way you're gonna do it. You either want your elbow under your shoulder, or if you're on your hands, you want your hand underneath your shoulders. So to start off, we're just gonna do an alternating kick out. So you're just kicking out straight and pointing the toes. And on this, you wanna try not to let your head hang down. So if you can look just kind of right at the top edge of your mat or above your fingertips, it's gonna help hold your head in that right position. And you're just gonna go one side and then the other. And as you're kicking out, you wanna kind of point that toe, squeeze the leg, right? You're stretching out the back, you're waking up the hamstrings. And we have 15 seconds until we go to the next move. And then we'll finally be done with warm-up. I told you, crazy warm-ups, that's just my thing. So we're gonna go one more to each side. Okay, so your next motion we're gonna do is an alternating fire hydrant. So still on the arms or the elbows, you're gonna come wide, that leg will come down, you'll go to the other side. So it's just nice and slow and controlled, going side to side. You're trying not to let the head hang down, right? You're just going wide and back, right? So just going controlled and slow, right? You can feel the weight shift going side to side. Your glutes should be on fire, right? You're feeling nice and warmed up. And we have 10 seconds until we go to our next motion here. Not our next motion, but that's like our workout starting. Okay, so we're gonna go one more to each side. There's one. Here's two. And we're gonna relax. So we're gonna get started with the workout here. We're gonna have a bridge move, and then we're gonna do kind of an oblique move that we'll do on our side, and then we'll do our glutes, and we're gonna do a few sets like that. So our first bridge move that we're gonna do, if you can, you're gonna do a single leg bridge. So you would have your right leg down, your left leg would be up, and your left leg would be coming up and down. So if that hurts your back to do a single leg, you could have both feet down and you could still just do that regular bridge, right? So that's how you can modify it if you want. Otherwise, we got right foot down, left leg is up. You're gonna be up in your bridge, and that left leg's coming up and down. So you'll go exhale down, inhale up. So you're just nice and controlled here. You're trying to keep the leg as straight as possible, right? And of course, we're using our right leg here, and it's gonna burn a little bit. So remember, if you need to modify, you can, right? If you feel like you need a breather, of course you can take it, because I'm not going anywhere, right? So just nice and controlled motions here, right? So inhale as that leg comes up, exhale it comes down. We've got 30 fun seconds left on this side. Oh boy. Okay, nice and easy here. Keep on breathing, right? Controlling that leg as it's coming up and down. You've got about 15 seconds, and then we're gonna switch sides, right? Nice and easy. Keep on breathing. We've got 10 seconds, right? Keeping the leg nice and straight up and down. We're gonna do 3 more. Here is 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. You can relax now. We're gonna switch legs. So left leg is down, right leg is up. We're pressing up into our bridge. Right leg is gonna come up and down. Right, feels nice to stretch out that hamstring after that. Oof. So just nice and controlled. Keep on breathing. Don't feel like you have to move that leg too quickly, because you get to do this for a whole minute, so you don't want to go too fast. Right, and you're just trying to keep those hips up nice and high. Okay, so controlled breathing helps hold that rhythm. So exhale down, inhale up, right? And if you do the reverse of that, that's okay too, okay? You're doing a great job here. Trying to keep those hips up. We got 20 seconds. And then we're gonna go to our side. You're almost there. We got 15 seconds. Woo-wee. All right, we're almost there. We're gonna go 3 more. Here is 1, coming down, 2, coming down, 1 more, there's 3, and you're gonna relax. So we're gonna work on our obliques here. We're gonna go to our side, and we're gonna do an oblique crunch here. So the side that you're on, you wanna have your arm out straight in front of you. Your top arm's behind your head. You're gonna use the arm to lift up, kick your leg and crunch, and come back. So you wanna use your arm on the ground to help you lift up, right? So on this, if having your legs straight, if that bothers you, you could bend your knee, right? And sometimes you kind of have to roll back to your glute a little bit so you're not right on your hip bone, okay? And the more you can push that arm down into the ground, it'll help you lift up and you can take tension off that neck, right? So if you're not using the arm on the ground, it makes it a little bit harder to lift up, right? And you're gonna feel this through your side. Your hips are still working, yay. Right, that's a good sign. We want strong hips. Okay, we got 30 seconds left on this side. Oh, maybe my watch is broken. I don't know. Okay, so nice and control. Remember, you can go straight leg. You can do bent leg. It's really up to you what feels better to your hips. Right, and don't feel like you have to touch your elbow to your leg or anything like that. Right? We're not doing any kind of crazy circus acts here. Okay, the most important thing is to use that arm on the ground. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more. There's 1, here's 2, here's 3. You're gonna relax and switch sides, right? So we're just going to the other side. And you wanna make sure that you've got that arm out straight in front of you. Other hand's behind your head. You're gonna push, lift and crunch, come back down. So remember on that, you can bend your knee if you prefer, or it can be straight. And you really wanna use that arm on the ground to help you lift up, right? It's kind of like you're pushing that elbow into the floor and back, right? And if you feel like this hurts to be on your hip, if you kind of slightly, I got an accent there, slightly roll back onto your glute, it'll protect you a little bit, okay? So just nice and controlled. Remember, taking your time, take breaks if you need it, and of course you can bend the knee or the leg can be straight, right? Either variation you do, I promise it will burn. Right, I won't let you off easy. Okay, you're doing a great job here. We've got 15 seconds, and then we're gonna be on our hands and our knees here. So keep on rocking and rolling. You're almost there, right? We got 5 seconds, let's do 2 more. There's 1, here is 2. We're gonna relax, and we're going to our hands and our knees here next. Right, so again, you could be on your hands or your elbows. It doesn't really matter, but we're gonna start with our right leg. So you're gonna have your right leg out straight, and you'll have your toes pointed down to the ground. And we're gonna raise up and back. So you're kind of acting like you're gonna touch the back of your heel to the ceiling. So you're trying to stay up nice and tall, right? You're keeping your hamstring nice and contracted by pointing the toes down, and we're lifting up and back. And remember, if it doesn't feel good to be on your wrists, you can come down to your elbows and raise up and down right there, okay? So just nice and controlled motions here. Make sure you're breathing. We're lifting up and back, right? So we're gonna kind of build into some moves today. So this is kind of our basic hamstring buildup, right? So nothing too crazy with this move. This is all we're gonna do. But the next set, it gets more fun, I promise, okay? You're doing a great job here. We're over halfway, right? And you should feel this in your left glute also. So try to keep those toes pointed down. You're lifting with your heel, and that's what's gonna make that hamstring nice and strong and help with low back pain, okay? We got 10 seconds here. Keep on raising up and down. Try not to let your head hang down. I know it's fun to watch your leg work out though. So we got 3 more. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. So we're gonna switch sides. I'm just turning so you can see my left leg. Right, so toe is pointed down. We're raising up and back, up and back. So remember, it's like you're touching your heel to the ceiling. Your toes are pointed down. Core is tight, and we're still thinking of our posture. So we don't want our head hanging down. You want those shoulders back and relaxed. Right, and of course you're squeezing them. Of course, why wouldn't you be? Okay, so nice and controlled. Exhale up, inhale down. Right, toes are pointed down so we can wake up that hammy. And that's gonna make these bridges more fun when we do them again. Okay, you're doing an awesome job here. Lift it up and back. Right, we're almost there. We got about 15 seconds. And then our first set of the workout's done. Right, we don't have to repeat these. Kind of. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Almost there. We got 5 seconds. Let's do 2 more. There's 1. Here's 2. You're gonna relax. And now we're gonna go back to our back. Oh boy, we're just rolling all over the floor today. So what we're gonna do this time, you're gonna do another single leg bridge, but we're gonna do a windshield wiper motion. So on this, you wanna go really slow and controlled. Smaller motions are better than large ones. So we'll have our right leg down, your left leg would be up. You would let your left leg come slightly wide and back in. So it's like a windshield wiper. Your leg is gonna come wide and pull back in. So your goal is to not let your hips move too much. So on this, if it hurts your back, you could keep your back down and focus on core bracing and just move the leg back and forth, right? Otherwise, we're gonna hold that bridge. Exhale, our left leg goes wide. Inhale, it comes back. So this one we are only doing for 30 seconds because it can get pretty mean, right? And on this, you can even put your hands on your side and you can feel your core and your obliques fire up on this one, right? It's a challenging move. Make sure you're breathing with it. It'd be exhale wide, inhale back. Exhale wide, inhale back. We've got 10 seconds to go. Nice and controlled. Only going as far as you can. Try not to let your right hip tilt forward. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. You're gonna relax. We're gonna switch legs. So left leg's down, right leg's up. We're up in our bridge. Exhale wide, inhale back. Right, so imagine your leg is a windshield wiper, right? It's wiping away and back, right? So the wider your leg goes, the harder it is. So if you want to do smaller, more controlled motions, you can, right? And if you're modifying, just take the bridge out and focus on just having that leg go wide and back, right? It's going to work your core either way. I promise I won't make it too easy for you. And we've got 10 seconds until we're going back to our side here. You're doing a great job. We got 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. We're going to relax down. And we're going to go to our side. So now, we're going to make that oblique crunch even more fun. How could it be more fun, right? Oh, of course it can. So this time, your top leg is going to stay bent, and you're going to keep it there. You're still going to use that arm to lift up and come back, and your leg is just going to stay there, right? So we're getting those obliques nice and tired today. Ready? Go for it. So lift it up and crunch and back. So remember, really, really, really use that arm that's on the ground to help you lift up, right? So you can hang tight here and keep that leg there. If you want to make it harder, you could pick up that bottom leg up off the floor, right? And you kind of look like you're in a Heisman position here a little bit, right? But either variation is going to work. Make sure you're using that arm on the ground to help you lift up. Okay, you're doing an awesome job. We've got 30 seconds until we switch sides. So that's good news, maybe. Right? You probably want to do 2 minutes of this though. So just lift it up and back. Up and back. Using that arm the best of your ability. Right? You have 15 seconds. Keep on lifting up and back. Try not to let that leg sink down. Right? That glute might burn a little bit. That's okay. So we're going to do 3 more here. Here is 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. You'll relax. And of course, we'll switch our sides. Gotta keep us even. So remember that arms out straight on the ground. We set up our leg. It's kind of bent in a tabletop type position. We're going to push and crunch and back. So act like it's almost like you're kind of pushing that elbow into the floor and back. And again, on this one, if you feel like you're on your hip bone, you can roll back a little bit onto your glute, or sometimes it just requires a little extra padding under your mat, right? I'm on carpet. Sometimes people have wood floors, and that just doesn't feel good, you know? So try to use that arm on the ground and try to lift up as high as you can. You really want to push off that arm and back. Push off that arm and back. The good news is you're over halfway. then you don't even have to think about this exercise the rest of the day. Maybe, but you will. Because you'll probably be like, this is so fun. I want to do it again. Right? You want to show everyone how cool your Pilates moves are. You've got 15 seconds. Doing a great job here. We're almost there. 10 seconds to go. Keep breathing. You have 5 seconds, so let's do 3 more. Here is 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. And you're going to relax. And we're going to go to our hands and our knees here. So this time we're going to do a sweeping kick move. So you want to keep your legs straight the whole time. We're going to start with our right leg. You're going to start with it over to the left side. And you're just going to kick wide into the side and then tap back. So you tap to the left, kick to the right. And again, you don't have to kick super, super far, just as big a range of motion as you feel like you can do, right? Even if you wanted to just tap your foot back and forth, you could do that, okay? So we're just kicking and coming back. Kicking and coming back. My watch tried to freeze up there. Whew. Right, so kick and then back. Kick and then back, right? So if you haven't noticed, a lot of our workout today is lots of obliques. Yay! Everyone's favorite, okay? So try not to let your head hang down too much. Make sure the core is staying nice and tight. You're breathing, right? You're moving the legs, and you're trying to keep it in a range of motion that feels good to you, right? So that doesn't mean you have to kick as far as me. Maybe you kick farther than me, I don't know, right? It's whatever you like to do there, okay? So keep rocking and rolling. We have 15 seconds, and then we're gonna switch sides, okay? Keep kicking and breathing. Kick and breathe, right? It's that easy, just kicking and breathing, that's all we're doing. So we got 3 more. There is 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, coming back, and of course we've got to do our good old left side. Okay, so left leg starts out to the right. You're gonna kick and sweep, right? So you're doing that sweeping kick, right? You could clean your house like this. You could put a Swiffer on your foot and just clean the wood floor. It could be effective. Right, it's going to be the new quarantine exercise. Swiffer leg kicks. So make sure that head's not hanging down. Keeping your core nice and tight, right? You're going to hear me say keep your core tight so many times, you'll wake up saying it. That's just what happens when you do Pilates. Okay, nice and controlled. Exhale as you kick. Inhale coming back. Remember, if you do the reverse breathing, that's okay. It's not going to affect your results. Okay, you have 30 seconds. You're doing an awesome job, right? We're almost there. You have 5 seconds, not 30 seconds. No, not 5. 15 seconds. Oh, man. Math is hard for me today. Okay, you're doing a great job. Now you've got 10 seconds, right? Try to hold that posture. Keep that leg moving. We have 3 more. There's 1. There's 2. There is 3. And you're going to relax. And we have 1 more set to do, then we're done. So we've got 3 exercises left. So for our single leg bridge, we're going to combine the 2 movements we did with our leg. So we would have our right leg down, left leg is up, your leg would come down, it would come up, then you'll go into your windshield wiper, come back, right? So you're going to come down and up, and then windshield wiper. So remember, if you want to modify, just keep your hips down and focus on the leg. Ready? And go. So left leg will come down and up, then it would come wide and back, right? Down and up, wide and back. So remember, with that wide motion, it doesn't have to be a crazy wide motion, right? You don't have to kick the wall next to you or anything like that, right? I'm not going to, there's no chance. The wall next to me is about 8 feet away, so my legs aren't that long, okay? You're doing a great job. We've got 10 seconds. I can actually tell time on this one. It's hard enough exercise. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 more each way. So we come down and up, wide and back, and then we relax. And of course, we gotta do our other side. Okay, so left leg is down, we're up in our bridge, right leg's coming down and up, wide and back, right? Down and up, wide and back. So it's nice and controlled. Remember, if you're modifying, if your back hurts, just keep that back down, come down and up, wide and back, right? So you can modify this to what feels good to you, right? Don't feel like you have to do the single leg bridge. This is a pretty nasty exercise here. You've got 10 seconds, and then we're done with bridges for the day, right? 5 seconds. So let's go one more each way. We'll come down, up, wide, back, and you can relax. Then we're gonna go to our side. Yay! Isn't that exciting? Sure, sure. So now what we're gonna do, we're not doing an oblique crunch, but we are gonna still work our side here. So with your top leg, you're just gonna kick halfway up and back down. So you're just going to a halfway motion. It's not a full kick, right? Kind of imagine an imaginary halfway line there. You're just coming up and down, right? And of course, we're gonna build into this. So it's just halfway up and down, right? So now you're gonna be at your halfway point. This is as far down as your leg gets to come. You're gonna kick up and come to halfway, up and halfway, right? So it's just a small motion. It's just up to half, up to half, right? So taking your time, don't feel like you have to kick way, way high, right? But just going up to half, right? Up to half, up to half. We got 15 seconds and we're gonna do the other side. And we got one last move, I promise. Okay, you're doing a great job here. Keep on breathing. You got 10 seconds, right? So let's do 2 more. Here's 1, here's 2. And you'll relax, and then we will switch sides. Okay, so taking your time, switching sides there. So remember, once you're set up, you're just going to that halfway motion. So it's not very high up, it's just half and back, right? Half and back, right? Halfway feels kind of nice till the next part of the exercise, right? But we're getting towards the end of the workout, so everything shouldn't feel tired, and that's a good thing, okay? So just that half and back, and then now you're going to that halfway, you're kicking up, only coming to halfway, up, only coming to halfway. Really, so trying to control that leg, coming up and halfway, up and halfway, right? Nice and controlled, making sure you're breathing. We've got 15 seconds, and then we're on our final move of the day, right? That's easy, kinda. It's not an easy move, but it's not awful, right? You have 5 seconds, so let's do 3 more. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and you're gonna relax. And then our final move is on our hands and our knees, or our elbows and our knees. So we're gonna do kind of a little bit of an oblique move here with our leg. So I'll show you what it is, and then I'll tell you when we get started. So you're gonna have your right leg is gonna be out straight. You're gonna bring your knee in as close to your elbow or tricep as you can, and then you're gonna kick back out. And we're just gonna do one side at a time, and then we'll be done. Okay, ready and go. So you're going right knee, right tricep, kick out. Right knee, right tricep, kick out. Right, so it doesn't have to touch your tricep or your elbow. You're just trying to get that knee in as close as you can, and then kicking out. Okay, so try not to let your head hang down. Going nice and slow and controlled, right? So we're doing this for a minute, so you don't have to go crazy fast. The slower you go, the better it'll probably, well, it won't feel better. But, you know, you'll feel better maybe. Okay, you're doing a great job. We've got 30 seconds left to this leg. Then we've got our left leg done, and then we are finished. Okay. Keep rocking and rolling. Try to tuck that knee in as close as you can and back, right? So trying to touch and back. You don't have to touch, but if you can, you get a sticker. I'll mail it to you. Okay, got 15 seconds. All right, breathing with it, 10 seconds to go. And we're gonna do 3 more total. Here's 1, kicking out, 2, kicking out, 3, kicking out, relax. Last minute of the workout. So we're going left arm, left knee. Ready? And go. So you're tucking in tight, kicking out. Tucking in tight, kicking out. So try not to let your head hang down. Remember, if your wrists are hurting, you could go down to your elbows. Okay, and we're just going knee, kick out, right? Knee, kick out. So nice and controlled, right? You don't have to go fast. You want to keep it at a pace that you feel like you can keep up with, right? You don't want to go too crazy. So we're over halfway. We've got 30 seconds to go, right? Trying to get that knee as close to your elbow or tricep as you can, right? You got to knee it so hard you can have a bruise. No, don't do that. You don't want a bruised tricep. People think like, what'd you do? But maybe then they'd be checking out your arms. I don't know. So we got 15 seconds to go. All right, keep on rocking and rolling. 10 seconds. Tuck it in and a kick in. We got 5 seconds. Let's do 3 more. Here is 1 and kick, 2 and kick, 3 and kick, and relaxing. And there we have it. We're all done. Survived it.